Hi everyone. So here I am again, talking again. I'm not driving right now, so don't worry if my hands are off the wheel. What I want to talk to you about is something I read on Facebook in the last couple of days. There's this big outrage going on right now about a male escort that slept with, I don't know, over 40 priests or something like that. Once again, showing how priests are also human. They also have human needs, and how the church tried to take out or control some of the basic human needs, and by doing so it's often resulting in questionable moral behavior, because the desire to have sex, to have human contact is in us. It's a basic human need, and everybody has it, whether you like it or not. It's there, and if you don't satisfy it, then your brain will start looking for ways to have it satisfied, and it will result in sometimes in bad stuff like rapes and unwanted sexual contact with other people. So what I'm gonna try to talk to you today is why the church is so strict when it comes to sex. It all relates back to the beginnings of the church and many other religions. The roots of our Christian belief is in the Middle East, and not many of you know probably that rats are indigenous to Middle East. And another thing that is common to Middle Easterners today is that they don't eat pig. So what is the correlation between sex, pigs, and rats? Well, not so very long ago, humans used to die from simple things like a pneumonia. It was lethal, and it's been only about 100 years, something like that, since we first invented the antibiotics. So what happened is that sometimes entire communities, entire villages got wiped out by STDs, and priests, they were the ones that had some form of education, so they were a little bit more enlightened than the common peasant, to say it like that. And they also had contact with the whole community, so they know who was doing what and with whom. And they came to the conclusion that people that were having a lot of random sex with random people would eventually go mad and die. That's due to the syphilis. Syphilis does that to you. First you get the rash, then you don't treat it, the rash goes away, you think you're cured, but you're not. And the syphilis, through a couple of years, will slowly make its way towards the central nervous system and towards the brain, and it will cause dementia and death eventually. So back in those days, dementia, crazy people, were looked at as possessed. So if you're possessed, it means that you're unclean. What made you unclean? What did all those people that were possessed have in common? Well, they all had a lot of sex. And people that only had 1 or 2 partners, they remained alive and okay. So the conclusion that they draw, given the type of education that they had and the state of the society at that point, was that people that have a lot of sex are unclean or punished by God. So they made up this rule that you have to stay pure, you have to stay virgin until you get married and only have sex with your spouse. And even then, only for not recreative, only to procreate. So this rule was made actually because they wanted to protect the population. And nowadays we have a little bit better understanding of these dynamics and how STDs work and how they are transmitted and so, and we have protection. So things like that would not be necessary. But they still impose it, they still take it literal, they don't look at the core cause. So I'll be right back, I have something to do. Okay guys, so I'm back. Where was I? Oh yeah, the church and having sex. So that's why they regulated this thing, because it was highly risky behavior. Like I said, entire communities were getting wiped out because of STDs, and also a lot of people were doing a lot of horrific things for sex back then. So they decided to completely ban it, and to convince people why they're doing this, they said that if you don't do it, God will punish you. And lo and behold, people that were having sex were getting doomed. Because, you know, STDs.
Turn right on Seligway, then take the first right. Turn right on Wisconsin 44.
Thank you. So that's what they did it. Also, as I was talking about the pigs and the rats, the reason I did that is pretty similar, like the reason they banned sex. It's because rats are indigenous to the Middle East. That's where they came from, and they spread all over the world. The thing with rats is that they carry all kinds of nasty parasites. Now, one of those parasites will actually burrow its way into the brain. It's called trichinella, or trichinellosis, the infection with that parasite. So again, the priest saw that people eating the pig will get trichinellosis, and the reason is because pigs are omnivores. They eat all kinds of stuff, and
turn left on Douglas Street.
Can catch them. So if they were eating rats, and then the rats would give the pig trichinellosis infection, and then people that were eating the pig would get the parasites themselves.
In 1 mile, turn left on Wisconsin 23.
They would would lose their mind, and, you know, mad people or possessed back in those days. So I'm talking at the beginnings of the church. Probably Christianity was not even around back then. That's how old it is. So yeah, this would be the reasons. Also, there is a very, very big prevalence in people that get a divorce around the time the woman gets her menopause. Why is that? Well, that is because once the woman gets to menopause, some changes will happen inside her body, and that is absolutely natural and normal. But people don't know about it. And what is going on is that estrogen levels fall because it's no longer being produced, and the woman will lose sexual appetite.
In 1/4 mile, turn left on Wisconsin 23.
And the man, he still needs it, probably, because the men, they keep producing until they die, unlike the women. And because the woman will often refuse him, or
turn left on Wisconsin 23.
At least not be as willing as she used to be. The man will get forced to look somewhere else, because this is what happens when you don't get sex. Your brain wants it, needs it. You're addicted to it, like you're addicted to any kind of drug. And if you don't get it, well, you're gonna start jonesing for it. And your brain will start looking for all kinds of ways to get its fix. And inevitably, sooner or later, it will end up in man cheating the woman. And again, this is a normal thing, but people don't understand what is going on with them at the time, and they are not willing to accept some facts. And they will end up having really, really bad arguments and eventually getting a divorce. So there you go, ladies. An advice. If you wanna make sure that your man is faithful to you, give him some. For younger men in the ages between 80s and 45, he will normally start to feel that he needs to get some after 3 or 4 days after having his last intercourse. So that would be once or twice a week minimum to keep him happy. And actually, even for you ladies, the more you will do it, the better you will feel, and it will also be a very good antidepressant for you, for him as well. Women, unfortunately, they are more prone to get depression, but men are not far behind, almost on par. And sex is a very natural and good antidepressant, as while you are doing it, while all the touching and kissing and everything, there is a lot of feel-good hormone that gets released into the body and regulates the brain. So there you go, everyone. Having sex is actually a good thing, but the trick is to have it safely, okay? Not randomly with everybody and unprotected. It's better to have one partner, and even so, for as long as you can, do it protected, okay? Protect yourself, because some STDs can be transmitted even without sexual contact. So you go to a public bathroom, or you go take a swim somewhere in a pool or in a pond or something, and then you end up with, I don't know, some sort of infection. You take it home. Then awkward conversations have to happen when you go to the doctors. So to avoid that, use protection, and things can be sorted out. So That's about all about my rant today. I want to thank you all for watching. And if you have any kind of questions at all about life in general, technology, whatever, put it in the comments, and as soon as I can, I will write you back. Thank you all for watching, and have a great day. Bye bye.